Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I am your host, Saheem the Dream. Thank you for joining us today on another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I got a special guest with me, Ant. Shut up. Ant, man. What's good, man?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? Good evening.
Chilling. Waiting for Sean and Jay McMahon. They're going to join us in a few moments so we could continue on this conversation. But while we're here, let's start. If you guys are joining us on Facebook Live, give us a thumbs up, give us a share, drop a comment in the comment section below. If you guys are catching us on YouTube, drop a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel so that we can talk wrestling. We can talk about what's happening, what's going on. What's going on with you, Ant?
Nothing, man. Just disappointed how what's going on Raw. After that Riddle and Orton segment, I went to sleep.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I went to sleep after that. I mean, Twitter told me what happened, So, like that, it was a right show.
Yeah, I seen it.
Huh?
I seen it. I think to me the best part of that whole show was Bobby getting that ovation.
It's about time.
Yeah, he was getting that love because he was in Denver, Colorado. So they showed him a lot of love. He was in his hometown. They were cheering him. I was like, oh man, they cheering him like he I don't know, Hulk Hogan or something. They were giving him a whole lot of love, man. I ain't see Bobby get that much love in a long time, man. In a long time, yo. But the rest of the show was doo doo. I was like, what are you doing?
They ruined Seth and Roman, yo.
They did, man. I mean, are we surprised now?
You just throw Seth back in the Raw picture, like they try to make it seem like the Seth and Roman match never happened.
Never happened. like it never took place. Like there was no emotional connection to that whole moment at all.
It's like that TikTok video. You'll never know. They'll never know.
You never know. You never know. Especially with WWE, man. They like to, erase things. Like they'll start these great angles sometimes or start some storylines, and then it's almost like, it never happened. Speaking of something that started and didn't continue on, let's talk about Elias. I thought about Elias about like 2 days ago. He cut a whole promo. He was playing his guitar. He was supposed to be reinventing himself, and we didn't see him. We ain't even see him. Where is Elias?
It was looking interesting too. I'm like, yo, what's gonna happen with him?
Yeah,
like,
what's gonna happen?
Word.
2 months later, nothing.
This is gonna be a good heel. I don't know if it was like, would you call that a heel change? Because he was already a heel, but I don't know. Yeah. Was it a babyface change? Was it a heel? I don't know what was gonna happen. He's not even on social media. It's like, they got him underground somewhere. Like,
and we'll never find out.
When THIER comes.
Oh man, that was crazy, man. They just totally erased this guy. Like I was thinking about. I was like, oh, where's Elias? I seen what's that guy named? The guy that goes with who's always with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, Rick Boogs.
Yeah, Rick Boogs. Boots or Booms?
Boogs.
Boogs. Boog. Yeah. Like Boogie. Like Boog. Oh, okay.
Boogs.
Rick Boogs. Yeah, I see this guy. I was like, yo, man, what happened to Elias? Man, I was like, I ain't see Elias in a minute. I was like, yo, didn't they have like a whole vignette with this man and nothing? It's like, what?
Nothing,
Nothing, man.
Nothing at all, man. I don't know what they're doing with Elias. I don't know what's his contract looking like. I don't even know.
Word. They need to stop acting like, they don't know what to do when they already know what to do and they just ain't doing it. So,
but did you hear that they was going to bring Velveteen Dream back and put a mask on? You seen what I posted in the group, right?
Nah, I didn't see it. Hold on a second. Let me check it out.
I think I shared it in the on the page that he was gonna come back with a mask on, and they wasn't gonna keep him like a mute.
So it was an article you posted?
Yeah, he was gonna. He said they was gonna put him in a mask and keep him quiet, like he wasn't gonna talk. I don't know if I posted it. I probably forgot to post it.
Okay, let me check it out. Let me see if I can find it. So was this like a recent bring back? They're gonna bring him?
Yeah,
It was
like after the NXT situation and after all that happened with the allegations of him and all that stuff, they was gonna put a mask on him and have him. I think they was gonna have a mouthpiece. I don't know who his manager was gonna be, but he said they considered putting a mask on him. I'm glad they didn't do that because that would have been horrible. You can't mute the dream. How you gonna mute the dream?
Word. How you gonna mute
the whole persona? You know,
ridiculous.
I don't know what they was gonna do. They was gonna turn him into a luchador. I don't know, bro.
Oh man, it sucks because he was an incredible talent, and for the allegations that he had against him, was crazy. It was ridiculous. But
Theory had the same allegations. Austin Theory had the same allegations accused against him too.
I think Austin Theory I think he made a comment about Sasha Banks. That's what his situation was.
You better stay away from my Sasha. Know that.
But Randy Orton had the same thing. Randy Orton, Helicopter Flair. A lot of these dudes, man, they had a lot of allegations against them.
I'm surprised Randy's not getting beat for that weed comment he made last night.
What did he say?
He said that he smokes.
Like, just flat out.
Yeah, he said something like, "I'm not the only one that blazes."
So no wonder why him and Matt Riddle are so close. Makes a whole lot of sense. A whole lot of sense, man.
That's why Randy wanted to keep him close to him.
Yeah, word. He was like, "You know where the weed at."
I'm a mentor.
Word, yo, but mentor you. Word, show you how to roll his kush.
Like, what did he just say that? I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, Randy could do whatever he want and get away with it. Randy can do it
on purpose. Randy doesn't care.
Yeah, Randy don't care because they're gonna still pay him top dollar, and the fans gonna love him. The fans gonna always want him. They already made him a superstar, so Randy's like Undertaker, man. He ain't going nowhere no time soon, no matter what.
Soon. Randy's gonna leave on his own.
Word. He leave, yeah, right, exactly. So, they just, and it's crazy because it was like even when he battled Drew McIntyre, they just gave him the belt just because he was hot. And I mean, truth of the matter was he was hotter than McIntyre at that point.
When he beat McIntyre, that was for reign number 15.
I think it was 14. It's 14.
Oh, so he's still 2 behind, huh?
Yeah, he's wait, I'm sorry. Wait. Because it's 14. He's tied with Triple H.
And Cena got 16, right?
Cena got 15. No, Cena got 16. He tied with Flair, right?
And when he beat AJ Styles, I think.
Right, when he beat AJ Styles, yeah. And he held the belt for like a week or something like that, and then got the belt taken off him. I think it was like a month or less than that.
They still should have gave it to Orton first, man.
Yeah, they still should have. I think Orton should break Cena's reign.
Yeah,
I still think he should.
There's nobody else behind. Who's behind Orton? I don't even know if anybody's
Triple
active.
H.
Yeah, he's not even active. See.
Yeah, Triple H, and he's not. Well, he can't. Well, that's done right now. Let's stick a fork in that because he just suffered a heart attack. So, and only other person that's close is Edge.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Edge. Yeah,
Edge has 12 or 13, something like that.
Yeah. And it's crazy how Triple H has to be like forced into retirement.
Word. And I know I was still waiting for another match between him and The Rock. I was hoping that would happen.
I thought it was gonna happen this year.
Man, the people want Rock to fight Roman.
I don't think Rock gonna have to do a lot of training. He does a lot of training, but I don't know if he's ready to take Roman hits hard, man. I don't know if he's ready for that.
Yeah, he's gonna be stuffing his guts back inside his ribs again.
Yeah,
that's what happened. John Cena caught a hernia.
Yeah, them ribs is fragile.
He got to definitely protect his investments. But
yeah, especially the movie. The directors is like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, they put a lot. They invested a lot in The Rock. This guy signed a 10 picture deal with Disney. Plus, he has his own production company where he's producing movies. He produced Skyscraper. He produced, I think he produced San Andreas. He produced this new Black Adam movie.
What about
He
Rampage?
produced, I think he produced that. I think he produced that too.
And Black Adam, he's about to be a billionaire after that movie comes out.
Yeah, word. And that's going to be his movie that he produced with DC. Right? I mean, of course, DC has a primary share in it, but he just was able to, finagle the rights to direct it the way he wanted it done.
Yep.
He was like, if I would do it, he said, I'll do the movie. He said, but I want to do it the way I want to do it. I want to do it right. I want to give, fans something to really, cling on to. He want the DC fans to really feel justified in the movie. Because
I think he's gonna do bigger numbers than Black Panther.
He might just, man. Shoot, I don't doubt it. A black Superman, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, that's all you needed to hear was a black Superman. Like, what?
Or the closest thing we had to a black Superman was Will Smith and
Hancock. He was an alcoholic.
Yeah. So you got, and the thing about it is what makes the role feel good is the fact that it's Black Adam. You know what I'm saying? He's Egyptian, so you can go either way with it. You can either make him look, Mediterranean, or you can make him look black. Either way, you can go either way with it. But Rock has that perfect, tan shade. We can go either way.
And then that trailer they showed for it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. So yeah, this is gonna be good. But I don't know what they're gonna do, man, with this elimination chamber. Like something's got to happen with Seth, man.
What you think? So what do you think? What are your view? What is your view on it? Because we spoke about it last show. We spoke about last two shows. What do you think is going to happen at Elimination Chamber?
Everybody, I'm hoping that Seth wins, I'm hoping Seth wins. That's all I'm hoping. I hope he pins Lesnar too to win, so Lesnar could go cry.
You don't want Bobby to continue his reign?
After what happened with Roman and Seth at the Royal Rumble, no.
Okay, so you want Seth to win the belt, and then what?
Go take Roman's belt.
That ain't gonna happen.
It's gotta happen. If listen, if it was up to Triple H, it was gonna happen. It would have happened. If Triple H got anything to do with this year's WrestleMania, if he gets healthy by WrestleMania and he has some say so, it's gonna. Seth is his boy.
I think Seth is his boy, but I think if it was Triple H's decision, I don't think Triple H would say, "I'm gonna have you, take the belt off of Bobby, and then have you go have you go over on Roman at WrestleMania." I'm gonna tell you exactly what Triple H would do. Triple H would have Seth fight Roman at WrestleMania and have Bobby fight Brock at WrestleMania. He would make it more interesting. He would try to give you more of a show of what you would want to see, because if we just had if we have Brock and Roman, then who would Seth be fighting? That really has a real emotional tie-in, or really has a real strong storyline attached to it. The only person that has a real strong storyline attached to them in that whole picture, is Roman and Seth. And then you have the story of Brock and Bobby, because everybody wanted to see them fight. So it make more sense to have Bobby and Brock, Seth and Roman. But I would rather see Seth and Roman at Mania than see Brock and Roman, truth be told. Because they need to close this door.
I still think it's gonna happen like that. I think a twist is gonna happen. Seth, he's got a rematch clause. He got to have a rematch clause against Roman. I don't care what show he on. Who won the Rumble?
Man. Who won the Rumble? They took away that. You said, huh? You said what?
Who won the Rumble again? Oh, Brock won. Yeah.
Brock won. Yeah, but I mean, they got rid of that rematch clause like 3 years ago, man.
Yeah, every promotion got rid of that. AEW don't even do rematch clauses. I'm surprised Daniel Bryan got his rematch against Paige. Because it's only because it went to a draw. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why, because they went to a draw. And apparently, you know, WWE like to do draws. I mean, no, AEW. You know, I wasn't feeling that whole draw thing. You know, not at all.
Yeah, not two of them in 1 year.
Angela Dugas says Seth versus Roman versus Brock and Hell in a Cell match.
Nah, it's too much.
That's way too much. That ain't gonna happen.
Way too much. When you got Seth, you don't need to add no extra Hell in a Cell, no ladders, no heart, no DQ. Seth is gonna make the match a match regardless.
Yeah, Seth is gonna do that. Yeah, you got a lot of people who are gonna make a great match, a good match. But I mean, that's the thing about the thing about Seth is the way Vince McMahon feels about Dolph Ziggler is the way I feel about Seth Rollins. I'm sorry, I said Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins.
That's freaky Rollins.
So you think
Seth, I'm gonna tell you. He said what?
Feels the same way about Seth that he does about Dolph too?
No. I'm saying the way I feel about Seth Rollins is the way that Vince McMahon feels about Dolph Ziggler. He feels like he's good enough to be in a main event picture or good enough to be in a great match, but not good enough to put the belt on. Like, he can't carry a title. He don't really believe in the whole character of Dolph Ziggler. Like, I think Seth Rollins is a great heel, and he'll be a great heel. But that's it. Like, as far as me cheering for Seth and me going out and saying, "Oh, I want to see Seth beat somebody," is like, I'm not really like, you know, Seth is a person who's just good at adapting to the system, not necessarily the person who stands out. He'll stand out in the sense of he'll do really good in his role, but not in the sense of he'll bring you a character that's just like, oh my God, like that's great. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that to anybody who's a Seth fan, because you're a Seth fan, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, that's his job. His job is to make you like him. So he's doing his job. But for me, as a person who watches it, I don't see Seth as a guy who I'm like, oh, put the belt on him immediately. Or when he does, like, there are moments where I wanted to put the belt on him, but there's moments I'm just like, you know, if you don't really have, you know, anything going, then you're just here, you know. So
I think the moment is now for him to be champion.
I mean, but what about people like Kevin Owens? What about people like Bobby? What about Matt Riddle? If anybody's the hottest person, is Riddle.
So you okay?
Go ahead, Jay. No, say what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
I'm trying to get caught up to what I say. Okay, so you're trying to say if you were a WWE writer,
yeah,
right now, you would give the belt, the World Heavyweight Championship to Riddle over Seth Rollins.
You said I wouldn't, or I would?
You would.
Yeah.
As Stephen A. Smith would say, that's blasphemy.
I have a legitimate reason why. I can tell you why. 100%. I can tell you why. Answer these questions. Is Riddle not the hottest one of the hottest wrestlers, if not the hottest wrestler right now? One of, right? With or without a victory.
Would he be that hot without Orton though?
I was about to say, can you say, because right now he's still paired with Orton, so you can't really say he's part of one of the hottest tag teams, but you can't put his success as singles yet, because all his success come with Randy as a tag team.
Okay, so that's an interesting point, but Riddle. Okay, so my question is this, right? Was Riddle already on a trajectory prior to Roman? Prior to Randy? Because
he was U.S. champ.
Yeah, he was U.S. champ for a week.
Right.
They took it from him. And then he would have been in catering with Ricochet.
Yeah. It would have been Bus Boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Angela Dugas says Roman is going to get in. He's going to get involved in an Elimination Chamber match and screw Brock over.
I hope not.
He might just do that. I mean,
Like,
that ain't
but
far
I
from
mean, I can see it, but then like
Why
Mike
is-
said on yesterday, like he wants to beat him clean. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
you know, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna make him tap to the hurt lock. I mean, that might be a stretch, but I can see him
Yeah.
put a spear out of nowhere, or you know, everybody hits him with a bunch of finishes, like 4 curb stomps, 2 spears,
Right.
a couple styles clashes.
The only way I see Brock losing that dream, he's going to get hit with every finisher.
He has to twice.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, right.
I don't know if he's going to get a styles clash though. I would love to see that.
Yeah,
That ain't gonna happen.
I mean, he may get a
Brock ain't letting that happen. Brock ain't letting that happen at all.
So, all right, so
okay, but hold on a second. Wasn't Riddle hot before Randy?
No.
NXT,
okay. He wasn't hot before Randy?
He was with Sheamus, man.
He was, but at the time he was feuding with Sheamus, who was the fan favorite?
Sheamus has been in heel since forever.
Yeah,
we know that, but nobody cares about Sheamus except for Sean Keys. Except for Sean, and Sean and a whole bunch of other people. But Riddle was okay. The reason why, y'all remember that the reason why Randy paired with Riddle was because Riddle was hot, and not necessarily because he was hot, but because,
they was about to put him in catering, and Randy saved him. That's what it was.
Right. Right, and Randy seen the potential, but Riddle was still hot though. He wasn't as hot as he is now. I mean, but I'm just saying, like,
no, I wouldn't say he was hot. Honestly,
he was getting there. We wouldn't have never known.
But
right.
Well, you kind of basing it off of his NXT success. You know what I'm saying? Because in NXT he was hot. You know, then he came to SmackDown. He had a couple high profile matches. And then after that, he was like mid-card, mid-level, and then
wait, so y'all telling me that if Randy had nothing to do with Riddle wouldn't be hot?
No, Riddle might have been released.
It would have took a long time.
Okay. All right. Okay, all right. Take Randy out the picture, right? And take out Vince McMahon's feelings about Riddle and you know, like say this was like the Attitude Era, or say this was like the 80s, right? And it went by the you know, the real brass ring rules, right? And Matt Riddle was placed in that position of being, you know, a main superstar based on his in-ring work in his promos. You mean to tell me that Matt Riddle would have never been hot, or he wouldn't be hot?
We wouldn't have known, because again, he I don't think Vince would have given him the opportunity. And I think that and a lot of his potential success at the start went with the trial. You know what I'm saying? With the case that against him, the Speak Up movement. Because you know, remember, he was initially Matt Riddle, you know, and then they took off Matt and made him Riddle because they didn't want, you know, fans Google him and, you know, finding the case and stuff like that. So now, if that case would never happen, maybe he, you know, he probably would have been good. But I think that case kind of halted, you know, any feelings or anything Vince wanted to do with him.
Y'all bugging, man. Nah. y'all
still active. Yeah, he would be hot.
I
really think. I promise you. I promise y'all.
From a fan perspective, you gotta look at it.
You said what?
Speaking from a fan perspective, we gotta be realistic on how Vincent Kennedy McMahon is.
Yeah. So Angela Duca says that Randy Orton was more hotter than Matt Riddle. He was. I mean, there's no doubt about that. There's no debate about who was hotter, Randy or Riddle. But my point is this, right? If Matt Riddle would have got to be Matt Riddle all by himself without Randy, Matt Riddle would have still been hot. Yeah. I'll prove it to you. I'm gonna prove it to you guys. And only time can tell, because what's gonna happen is eventually they're gonna break up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And normally, when you got two superstars who are together, and another superstar makes another superstar hot, or they have that kind of heat, you know, the reflection thing where, you know, it's either sink when they go solo. It's either sink or swim. It's only going to be sink or swim. So you're going to be able to see how they stand on their own. I guarantee you guys. I bet anybody $100 that the only thing that will stop Matt Riddle from being, if not as hot as Randy Orton or hotter than Randy Orton, would be Vince McMahon himself.
Yeah, that's the only reason why.
Yeah,
I don't doubt his talent.
in charge.
I don't doubt his talent, his ring abilities. You know, the way he shifted from MMA to wrestling, he's great. He's one of my favorites. But I know it's not going to happen. I don't want to get my hopes up. Look, he was supposed to win the Rumble, and look what they did to him.
Yeah, and as you said, the main reason is because Vince McMahon.
So Angela Dukas says because of Batista and Triple H, Randy was hot.
Randy became hot when he started the whole Legend Killer gimmick, where he's spitting in everybody's face.
Yes,
like that's when Randy started, his trajectory.
Well, yeah. The thing about it is that Randy, that's definitely when his trajectory started. But Randy needed a lot of work, and if like even in the documentary, like that talks about Randy and him being developed, Triple H out of any wrestler in the business is in a class by himself. You cannot put this it's hard. There's certain wrestlers is hard to put next to based on what they've accomplished and what they gave. And Triple H in himself is like you got The Rock, you got Austin, you got Hogan, you got Macho Man, you got all these dudes, you got Cena, you got all these dudes you put right here as these top guys. But then you got Triple H who's right here, who's a top guy, but he's in a class by himself. And I say that because for him as a wrestler to go into NXT and develop the talent that he developed or help develop the talent that he developed, because there was a lot of talent in there that was already developed, but he helped cultivate their characters and to mold them into bigger superstars with WWE to give them a character that fit with the mold of WWE. For him to do what he did in NXT, that was hard to do. Not hard to do, but not a lot of wrestlers was able to do that. And you definitely see that. You definitely see how it resonates on Randy. You see it. Like it's like you see it. And it's like at first you kind of maybe don't see it. You didn't like in the beginning, you probably didn't see it with Evolution. But then after you watch NXT and you see how the characters are developed, you look back at Evolution and you look at Randy, you be like, oh, now I see it.
And I'll go on record by saying this. If it wasn't a family business, and if Triple H and Shane McMahon decided to say, F Vince, we about to start our own company, that would definitely be the nail that would probably end WWE. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think Shane and Triple H would have got along.
You don't think so?
No, Shane would have pulled what he did at the Rumble and NXT, man. I think they would have came to blows.
I'm not talking about NXT. Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about like they would still like start their own company.
Yeah, I don't think it work. I think it would last about a year, and then as soon as Shane starts getting active in the ring, you know how he got a big head, Shane. I don't care anybody. When it comes to wrestling, he swear he's better than what he is. He's only good for the moments, and I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of seeing him jump from across the ring and what was that move called? I'm tired. Van Daminator. I'm tired of that.
So Angela Duca says, what happened to Shane McMahon? And he also asks, why did he get let go?
Because
backstage wilding.
All right.
He tried to hijack the Royal Rumble and put himself right. Can you imagine Shane main event in WrestleMania?
First off, he wanted to not only enter at number one,
he wanted to win the whole damn thing.
Now, with all that just happened, now I know he definitely hijacked that Best in the World tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Because he wanted to enter number one. So he wanted to take AJ Styles' spot, enter number one, and eventually win the Rumble, go to Mania, and win the title like Shane. Look, come on.
He wanted to be like his daddy, like his pappy.
Yeah, but I mean, technically Shane has never won a Rumble, but there's other guys who's never won a Rumble who would have been more deserving, but
and then who's gonna be there longer than him? Like,
right. And, yeah, but I mean, honestly, like, to me, if you had to pick Shane or Brock, I hate to say it, but yeah, Brock made more sense over Shane McMahon. I don't know what Shane was sniffing on before he came over.
Same thing Vince was sniffing on for the last 7-8 years, man. He be like, let me get some of that, Dad. Let me back in there splitting lines.
I don't know why he thought he was going to get away with that, though. I wonder what he was thinking the night of the Rumble. I'm going to hijack the Royal Rumble. That's what I'm going to do.
It was a horrible idea.
And then I heard something happened with him and Randy backstage. Like he jumped the entrance for Randy, something like that.
Yeah, he took he took Randy's entry position.
See,
so Randy was supposed the time that
he said what? They said that Randy's music played and then it switched to Shane's or something like that. See, I gotta go watch that again.
I gotta watch it back. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again. Yeah, I heard the same thing. He was supposed to so Randy was supposed to come in at that number that Shane came in.
And he told Shane not going your music or something like that. He said to him. They was like debating, like, go out there, and then Randy's like said something to him. They said that he said that, I'm not going out there after that. Something like that happened.
Yeah, but I think Randy coming out at 29, 28. I think that was a better spot for him. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, AEW definitely not bringing Shane after what he pulled at the Rumble.
Yeah, he gonna probably try to take the belt off of Hangman Page. Knowing him,
first night.
Sami versus Shane at Revolution.
Well, he said Angela Dugan says Daniel Bryan did it better than Shane.
Daniel Bryan never won a Rumble. He needed that. That would have been one of his best moments if he won a Rumble.
Well, he never did. He never did win. He never did win.
The top wrestlers ever, all his Rumbles appearances were trash. You ever notice that?
Who, Daniel Bryan's?
Yeah, if you think about it, even with the Yes Movement, when the Yes Movement was active and they hijacked Raw, that Rumble he did horrible. All his Rumble appearances was really horrible.
Yeah, he did. We have a visitor from Russia. His name is Verlife. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Yeah, they were definitely horrible. Especially the one where he got that Royal Rumble, the one that he that one the fans felt that he should have won when Roman won and Roman went over and he won and fought Brock.
That the one where they named the whole night?
He said what?
That's the one when they was chanting his name the whole Rumble, right?
Yeah. And it was like Roman got somewhat semi-eliminated and he was outside the ring and people was like, Roman sleeping. And they were cheering
that's the one the Rock saved him at the end, right?
Yeah, the Rock saved him. And then Rock saved him. But I feel like they shouldn't even have had him in the Royal Rumble in the first place. Like, why would you put him in there and the fans are over for him? Like, it was stupid. Angela Dugan says, no, when he took over Raw. Oh, he's talking about Shane. Oh, he's talking about Daniel Bryan.
That was after that Rumble appearance.
Yeah.
No, was he in that Rumble?
Yeah, he was.
I don't think he was in that Rumble because I think that's why the fans was upset because he wasn't even in it.
Which Rumble you talking about? The one that Roman won?
Yeah, I think because that wasn't that. I think that was Punk's last Rumble, and everybody thought that that Daniel Bryan was going to be in it, but he wasn't.
He was in the second one that Roman won, the one in Philly.
Okay.
No, I think Roman only won one.
What was that? The first one Roman won when he eliminated Big Show? I think Big Show was the final two with him.
Yeah, because after that Royal Rumble, he went on to WrestleMania to fight Brock.
Yeah, and then Daniel went on to fight
and then Batista and Randy.
That was WrestleMania 31 when he fought Brock Roman. I'm trying to think who Daniel had a match with that night. Was it Sheamus? Wasn't that the 18 seconds?
Oh no! I don't think Roman. I think Roman was still in the Shield when that happened because the Daniel Bryan was still with AJ Lee.
Yeah. That's the night the Shield embarrassed Road Dogg and Kane, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm trying to think. WrestleMania 31. I don't think Daniel Bryan was even there.
Because WrestleMania 30 was WrestleMania 30 was when he fought Randy and he fought Batista in that triple threat match.
But he won the Intercontinental title in that ladder match, I think.
Yeah, right. There we go. Yep. That was it. Yep. That was a follow one. Yeah. So he wanted. Yeah. Yeah. The following. And then I remember it was Fast Lanes. He fought Daniel Bryan for the main event. His main event title shot at a Fast Lanes, and Roman beat Daniel and went on to WrestleMania to fight Brock and lose to Seth Rollins.
Freaking Rollins.
Seth
Yo,
freaking Rollins.
Is it safe to say that after last night, that AJ Styles is going to be the next United States champion?
I hope not. He doesn't.
I don't even, bro. I don't even care, man. I don't care.
For AJ, nah. Give it to Dolph. They need a heel.
Word.
But is Damien Priest heel or is he babyface? Because it's like he's in between.
No, I'm tired of him too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's certain wrestlers I see, and I'd be like, "Why are you here again?"
Yeah,
it's like some wrestlers some wrestlers need a push. Some wrestlers deserve certain spots, but it's certain wrestlers they get like AJ Styles fighting Damien Priest is like, why are we doing this? Why?
Yeah.
Not when he was fighting that kid from NXT. Like, what was the point of that?
Yeah, like what? Yeah,
to see if the kid was ready for the main roster. Was that the point of that?
I guess so, but
was that like the test? Like
the only thing I can see is AJ Styles like Randy was how Randy came to Riddle. AJ was like what, let me work with him.
Like was that like that's like how they remember when Jericho said Vince gave him the test to see if he was capable of being world champion. Like was that test to see if the kid could go to the main roster instead of doing did the theory and messing up and bringing him back messing up.
I think it was more so. Again, like we said, nobody knows these people from NXT 2.0. So
yeah,
you got a high profile guy there, so therefore people can start watching because it's like you outside of that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like just like Ann, I was a huge NXT fan, but to be honest with you, I haven't watched NXT in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, same here. I haven't watched it longer than that.
Yeah, so it's just like
games.
You said 2 weeks, man. I ain't watched NXT since it changed.
Since I watched the War Games. I want what happened.
I think I watched the last one I actually watched was when Grayson Waller actually fought AJ Styles, and it took me like a week to watch that. But that was the last time I watched it. I haven't went back and watched anything.
I don't even know who won that match.
Well, AJ Styles won. AJ Styles won
again.
But outside of that, like I haven't really been paying attention. Like I mean, when they have little cut scenes and show little clips and stuff like that, but it's not entertaining. And Vince is gonna realize it. So no, what Vince is gonna do is he's instead of going back to Triple H like, hey, I messed up, my bad. I need you to take over. He's gonna just cancel it. Like, you know what, this isn't working.
No, there's no way. There's no fixing that.
It's not. Yeah.
Even Hunter. Everybody's gone, bro, from Black and Gold.
Yeah, everybody's gone. Yo, the crazy thing is like everybody's gone, and it's like it was like he gave it a whole facelift. It's like when you introduce somebody, when you introduce people into things, you got to take your time. You got to do it slow. You can't just say, hey, drink this whole bottle of vodka. You got to take shots, baby. Take it nice and slow. This freaking guy. He wiped. As a matter of fact, the only person I think that was left, or the only people that are left, is Roderick Strong and Tommaso Ciampa.
But you can't even say Ciampa because Ciampa's barely there.
Right.
Like I said, like my and like I said, as I said before on numerous shows, like the formula that Triple H had was working. Like he'll have a guy like I'll give you an example. Andrade had the belt. You know what I'm saying? Andrade has the belt. He's a champ. Then you go
Aleister Black was after.
Yeah, Aleister Black. No, I think Aleister Black was first, and I think Andrade took the belt from Aleister.
Thought it beat Drew.
Okay, right. Okay, so you had Drew, right? So you had Drew. Then you're building Andrade. So then wait. Yeah. So however it worked, we see that you had.
Remember, before you keep going, Andrade never pinned Black. Remember?
Right. Okay. Right, so that's what I'm saying. So like so at the end of a pay-per-view, a takeover, you always had that one, like when Adam Cole and Undisputed Era did debut, and so they debuted against McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you bring in one, maybe 2, 3 guys at most. So therefore, you still have your main guys that you're following, but then you can follow these new guys. So then you know what I'm saying. So now when the current champion gets moved to the main roster, it's kind of like being uprooted because now you still got the same people you're used to and you're watching, but then you're kind of like following the new guys. But now it's like that's like okay. Let's make this analogy. Let's say right now the Los Angeles Lakers, you take everybody off that team. You just put a bunch of people from the streets of LA, a bunch of people from not even like the D League and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, here's your new team. You're gonna be like, yo, who the heck is this?
I don't know, Jay. I don't know. I think the D League, and but I definitely get your analogy. I would say it was more like, you take a lot of, you take a bunch of kids out of college and out of high school and just place them in the pros, and you don't even know. I mean, you have some familiar. You may have no. Okay, never mind. You were right. Get it, because at least in college, in high school, people may know who they are.
Yeah,
but off the street, you won't know who they are, and that's definitely the equivalent because we don't know who a lot of these people are.
Yeah, I ain't know not one person. Like me and Sean was talking, and like the guy, Tony, whoever his name is, the Italian guy who was fighting,
Tony Nese.
No, not Tony Nese. The Italian who was fighting, Pete Dunne.
Yeah, D'Angelo or something.
Yeah, Tony did. Yeah, I had no idea who the hell he was. Like, first, I didn't know why he was in War Games. Secondly, it's like Pete Dunne is feuding with this guy. I'm like, yo, who is he? Like, where did he come from? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like and then it's like then you had Grayson Waller feuding with LA Knight, and you still don't, and you ain't know why they had beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't because even if it wasn't for the feud with AJ Styles, I still wouldn't even know Jason Waller's name. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of it is pointless because when NXT 2.0 first started, the only people that really knew about was Braun Breaker, and that's because he was Rick Steiner's son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Angela Dugan says, I stopped watching NXT until Adam Cole went to WWE. I mean AEW. He also says, I think AEW is more hotter than WWE.
That's right.
Because I'm gonna tell you why, and I stick to my point when it comes to this.
Because the hook.
Tony Khan. Tony Khan is a wrestling fan with money. So right now with AEW can have that surprise factor, like, oh my God, this guy's here, and you hype about it. Nobody's going to WWE. So there's only surprise and wow factor that WWE could have is if you bring back somebody, a legend, or somebody that hasn't been there, or somebody from injury. Like right now, the only big pop that WWE could possibly get right now is to bring back Bayley. They'll get a pop for that. Bring back Oscar, you get a pop for that. But other than that, like, you know what I'm saying, like unless you make a big splash and man always says, bring back the Fiend. That would kind of even them out a little bit. But outside of that, like all of the regular talent or the names that we know, they're going to AEW or New Japan, and it's just like they don't want to sign with WWE because they know that the booking is horrible.
Do y'all think that you think Bray's coming back to wrestling? Because I heard he retired.
I seen him at Keith. He was at Keith Lee's wedding, I think.
Yeah, him and JoJo.
He looks like he's in wrestling shape. He don't look like a guy that's about to retire.
Can I say something? I know this is random because I know I just asked the question, but I know this is random, and I want to say this because I get annoyed when I look at certain things like this in wrestling. I don't understand what Vince, because we know Vince don't really like small guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand, what does Vince see in AJ Styles that he didn't see in Ziggler, as he doesn't see in Cesaro? Like, these guys are smaller guys. You said what?
He sees Shawn Michaels, HBK.
Oh God,
yeah, that's what he sees.
But
And
you
the
see the
fact
same thing in Adam Cole. You see Adam Cole. You see the
Right.
same thing in Adam Cole.
right, but see,
Michaels and Adam Cole.
Adam Cole's smaller. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, I mean, we see as fans, but I think the only thing that helps AJ was, you know, the fact that AJ was in Impact and in New Japan. So AJ had more of a buzz.
No,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no. I'm gonna tell you. Listen. The AJ had more of a buzz. Okay, AJ had a big buzz, but not. One of the things that helped AJ's buzz was Bullet Club.
No, he was hot before that.
He was hot. No, he was hot before that, but it helped him.
He didn't even need Bullet Club. Bullet Club AJ.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you. My bad.
Do you guys think that AJ would still be as hot?
Yes.
If he had not joined Bullet Club.
Bullet Club AJ.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Like okay. So my whole life,
he made Kenny Omega, bro.
So my whole life, I watched, you know, WWE, WCW, and ECW. And once those, you know, WCW and ECW kind of crumbled, it was just strictly WWE. Mm-hmm. And I knew about AJ Styles without even watching anything else. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I didn't know about him being in the Bullet Club till years later. He came to WWE, so I didn't even know he was part of the Bullet Club. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I think that without the Bullet Club, he was already hot.
All right. Real quick, if you guys, I'm sorry, I got you, Ant. Just one moment. If you guys are joining us on YouTube, you guys are catching us live on Facebook, drop a comment in the comment section below. Drop your name. Also, Deborah Haas, sister 19, laugh out loud. She says she's online. Thank you, Deborah, for joining us. If you guys are joining us live, drop a comment in the comment section below. Join in on the conversation. Drop a comment. We'll read your comments. If you have any questions, we'll answer your questions, respond to your questions, so we could talk more wrestling. What you were saying, Ant?
I said that AJ made Kenny Omega who he is today. Putting Kenny over in New Japan brought light to Kenny Omega. Let me check this. Why everybody's checking like, how is Kenny the man now and not Cody? You know what I'm saying? Like the man before the Bullet Club, before Cody. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That put the spotlight on Kenny Omega. I mean, some people knew him, but you know, like that's people that watch New Japan wait till 4 a.m. where it comes on and they watch it and stuff like that. And just YouTube or him just teaming up with the Bucks. But after AJ handed the not handed the throne, but after they took the throne from AJ and made Kenny the man, everybody that put the spotlight. AJ made a lot of guys, man. He was hot before them.
Okay, so AJ made some guys, right?
He made a lot. Look when he was in that faction in Impact. What the Fortune 4? Look at all the careers some guys had after that.
Oh, God. Come on. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, don't do this to me, man. Come on, man. Come on. When you talk about TNA factions and the fake renditions of the NWO and the fake renditions of Evolution, or he's what?
He was like the Shawn Michaels of Impact.
All right, so sorry, I have another question. All right, so I'll ask you this question. So, who besides AJ Styles had a bigger pop in a Rumble for a debut that didn't go through NXT, and that wasn't somebody returning from WWE that was there before?
There was nobody. I mean, he was like the hottest free agent. But if Kenny Omega showed up, Kenny Omega would have got the same pop.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What?
That's what everybody was hoping it was going to be.
Yeah. Kenny Omega was the hottest. Like, there's only a handful of free agents that I heard of in the wrestling world, and that were mentioned, that were like going through like the pipeline of who's, and if you knew like some of wrestling, but a little of wrestling, you know what I'm saying? Or if you wasn't like a big wrestling fan, but you was a wrestling fan and you knew, there were certain like hot superstars you knew in the indies that just had this name that was just like, who is this guy? And when are we going to see him? Because they talked about him so much in comment sections, and they talked about him so much, you know, on blogs and XYZ. But anyway, Kenny Omega, the three biggest names I've ever heard on the indies was Kenny Omega, Tyler Black, Uhaa Nation, which is Apollo Crews, and AJ Styles.
What
But
about
AJ wasn't really a free agent until he left TNA, and that's
What
when
about-
everybody hoped that he would come to WWE. But he had that same buzz.
And Tyler Breeze, Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell?
You need to stop, Jay. He said, but I'm Disco Inferno. Shall we keep going?
Alex Wright, baby.
What's his name?
That's Wonderkin. Oh, that was my man.
Shockmaster. D-Star says, I can't see Omega getting a bigger debut pop than AJ Styles. Really, D-Star? You can't see.
I agree with D-Star.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, D-Star. Let me ask you this question.
The pop Omega gets when he comes back from injury.
Let me ask you this question, D-Star.
But we talking about like debuting, like as
Yeah,
far
debut. Say
Right.
okay. Say Kenny Omega never went to AEW.
and he debuted.
Never went, and he showed up in the Royal Rumble. You mean to tell me you can't see Kenny Omega getting the same pop as AJ Styles showing up in the Rumble?
And the only reason I say that was because Kenny Omega. Well, from my understanding, Kenny Omega was only in New Japan.
Yeah.
Right.
Ring of Honor.
And Ring of Honor.
So a lot of people.
And
Yeah, so a lot of people don't really know when those shows come on. You know what I'm saying? They probably heard of him, but didn't really know. Like me, I've never seen a Kenny Omega match until AEW, to be honest with you.
Bro, you never seen him and Jericho in the Tokyo Dome?
No. I've heard about it, I've never seen it.
And you get a chance.
Yeah,
So-
when you get a chance, you definitely. Honestly, I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you get a chance, you should definitely check out his match against Jericho, or definitely check out his matches against Okada. They're
And
really
Coach
good.
in his matches when he was part of the Golden Lovers too.
It's also on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check it out. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I look at it from me, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, me, as they call it, I'm a WWE stick or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, outside of, you know, like I said, I've heard of, you know, AJ Styles from Impact and stuff like that. Never really watched the AJ Styles match. You know, I've heard of him. I knew who he was, but I never really paid attention to anything he did. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at it from my aspect, from my point of view, and a lot of guys who probably only watch WWE. You know, we heard about AJ Styles because Impact was more of they were supposed to be the competition for WWE initially, and they were on, you know, primetime TV, where Ring of Honor and New Japan was on late, like 2, like you said, 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, ECW hours.
Attention. Right, exactly. So
Okay, so D-Star says, in 2016, when it happened, Omega wouldn't have got much of a pop in the WWE then.
What up? You know why? Because when people see him, they would have automatically, they're thinking Omega, now we're gonna get the Bucks. So the pop would have been crazy. Because everywhere he goes, they go. And everybody loves the
Yeah, I just definitely can't. I think that Omega would have gotten that pop. He would have got that pop. I went crazy when AJ showed up, but if Omega would have showed up, I would have had the same vibe and be like same energy.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have not known who Kenny Omega was.
You know why I would have had the same vibe? Because like what I just said, I would have thought about Omega and what the package he would have brought with him. Because wherever he goes, like I said, wherever he goes, the Bucks would have went.
Right, but
Cody, I'm like, damn, I would have thought, oh damn, Cody's coming back.
Right, right. So you would have looked deep into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But somebody who only watches WWE, who didn't know all that stuff, would have been like, who the hell is this?
And then I'm thinking about me thinking deep into it. I would have thought about all the other guys that wanted to come to WWE, but didn't feel like the competition is there. Now that Kenny's there, they can fight Kenny on the main stage and get even bigger notice. And then whatever happens after that, so their career happens after that.
Yeah, like I said, I agree with D-Star, like I said, and I really don't see that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he would have gotten a big problem. And like I said, you look, you know, deeper into it, but I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who about Kenny Omega until Jericho was stating that that's who he wanted to have a match against. And I still didn't know who he was. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess he's a big name. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I didn't know who he was, similar to like how I knew who AJ Styles was.
Okay, so but let me get into this though. Let me get back to this question, because or back to this whole thing with AJ Styles, because AJ, I've seen like AJ, he fought. Who did he fight last night? He fought Damien Priest, and he beat Damien. Why did he need to beat Damien Priest? I see these matches with AJ Styles that he just have these regular exhibition preliminary matches, and he wins them. And I'm like, why is he winning these matches? Like some of these matches, I'm like, why is he winning? Like, there's no reason why he needs to win. Like when he fought Austin Theory, why did he need to beat Austin Theory? Like he's not even being added to the main event picture. He's not even seen in the main event picture at all. So right now he's in a place where he's just wrestling and kind of pretty much entertaining us with good matches. So right now he should be putting on good matches, but he just be winning some matches. I'm just like, why is he winning? What's the point of him winning this match?
I don't think, but that's booking, like, because it's like you're like, all right, I don't have nothing to do with you. All right, Dad, AJ, we gotta have you fight somebody. Who don't have a match? Who's not in the storyline? Okay, we let you fight him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, that's not his fault because, I mean, think about it. First off, Austin Theory should never beat Finn Balor. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, boom, you let him go over and beat him. Cool, it is what it is. But then it's like, now you're going to have him beat Finn Balor, then you're going to let him beat AJ Styles. That's kind of like skyrocketing him to like superstardom that he's not there yet for me. And like I said, I didn't see the purpose of Kenny Omega, AJ Styles fighting Damien Priest last night anyway, because from my understanding, I thought that, because Damien Priest and Kevin Owens had their feud. So I'm thinking that Kevin Owens is going to be the one to take the belt from, they keep that going. But then it's like a random AJ Styles versus Damien Priest. Like, where'd that come from? They didn't have no interaction, no kind of setup. We don't know why this match happened. You know what I'm saying? Now next week he has a title match. Like, I'm sorry, a title opportunity. I ain't trying to get fined by Vincent.
Okay. And he's gonna win for no reason. Real quick before you continue, D Star says, I didn't know Omega until Jericho went to New Japan.
Yeah, and I'm the same. Like I just said, I didn't know who he was, and you know what I'm saying. And when they said Jericho said he wanted to fight Omega, I'm like,
I knew who he was from the club. I always knew about the club. Cause I always seen him, like, I was going through YouTube and I said, who's these dudes throwing up the NWO sign? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. You know what? I say this. But AJ Styles, he's gonna fight Damien Priest. You know why? And he's gonna win. You know why he's gonna win? Because Vince McMahon has this thing about AJ Styles. He thinks he's the next Shawn Michaels, but again,
if he's like Shawn, why he's not like Shawn?
He said what?
If he thinks that's the second coming of Shawn, he's not treating him like it.
Listen, my thing is like I don't even compare AJ to Shawn. Shawn was Shawn. AJ's AJ. And people say, oh, AJ's like Shawn, where he can get in a match with anybody and have a good match. There's a lot of wrestlers who can get in a match with anybody and have a good match. I could name a few who can have.
Name 5 right now.
Name 5. He said what? What'd you say? Don't say Goldberg.
We know he's in your list, so you only gotta say him. Name 4.
Name 5. They gotta be all males.
Name 5. I give you 5.
All males.
Or yeah, of course. Number 1. Triple H.
No, active.
What? You said active? No, you said name 5. You can't tell me active. Now, man. Come on, man.
I know your 5 about to be Triple H, Hogan, Sting.
Nah, I got you. Angela Dukas says, I see AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins at Mania or AJ versus Edge for the title. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think
right.
AJ said he wants to fight Edge. AJ versus Seth will be a dope match also.
Yeah, put a ladder.
I mean, but we got that already.
Put a ladder in it.
It'll be good. All right, let me name my 5 real quick. Triple H.
Okay.
Dolph Ziggler.
I knew he was gonna be in that list.
Yeah, me too.
Cesaro.
Oh, definitely. He should have been number 1.
Who else? Adam Cole.
Okay.
Who else? Dolph Ziggler. I said Dolph Ziggler.
Ziggler. You said Dolph already.
You put him in it twice. He's dead. Yeah.
No. I said
he's got 2 versions. He got the DBK and Dolph Ziggler version.
I said Triple H. I said Cesaro. I said Adam Cole, Dolph Ziggler, okay, and number 5. You said 4, but I give you 5.
All right.
Who's another person that can have a match with anybody and make it look good? I can say this person, but I ain't gonna say that person because they're annoying me right now. So I'm gonna pass on them.
Who? Omos?
Seth Rollins. I say Seth Rollins. There's other people I can name who I've seen put on like amazing matches, but yeah, Seth Rollins.
Give me 5, man.
5. All right. So, AJ, Triple H.
Besides, you can't name AJ Styles and you can't name Triple H. I mean, you can't name AJ Styles or Shawn Michaels. You got to give 5 other people.
Okay.
Angela Duca says, "Why are you thinking?" He said Batista.
Okay. All right. So you said no Shawn, no AJ. All right. So definitely Triple H because Triple H is a storyteller. Hands down. And you said it could be anybody, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going storyteller. So I say Triple H. I say Brett.
Brett. Yeah.
I'd say Macho Man.
I thought about him too.
Just because he sells great, I would put Dolph in there, and it's a lot of guys that's going through my head. I definitely would say I can say Adam Cole again. I can say Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano.
Pete Dunne is one.
Pete Dunne.
I'm gonna say, like I said, I can go on all day, but I'll just end it with Cole.
D-Star says Kurt Angle. He names one of those people as Kurt Angle.
Yeah, mine would have been Kurt Angle, Jericho.
Jericho.
Jericho. Yeah.
Chris Benoit.
That's another person I had in my mind. I didn't want to say it. I want to throw it out there, but I just left it.
Daniel Bryan.
And
Cesaro.
And Shane O'Mac.
Shane McMahon. Shane McMuffin. Andrew LaDuca says Bobby Lashley is number 1, Batista is number 2, Y2J. Well, this is his 5. He says Bobby Lashley number 1, Batista number 2, Y2J number 3, RK Bro number 4, and number 5 for Daniel Bryan. So he says Randy Orton and Riddle for his 5 as being they can have a match with anybody. Now these are people we were naming. The 5 people we named that could have a match with anybody and make it look good. And my thing about Shawn, it was like when people see my thing about Shawn Michaels is that Shawn Michaels, I don't want to be in here, getting, cussed out by all the wrestling fans and stuff like that, or be on my page or be in the groups getting cussed out by wrestling fans, because a lot of wrestling fans swear by Shawn, and they have the right to, because they were fans. You know what I'm saying? I was a fan of Brett. They were fans. You have fans of Shawn. It was either Brett or Shawn. It's like Ken or Ryu. Who you gonna choose, right? But Ryu all day. But the thing about it is that about Shawn was a great performer, but for Vince to sit there and I just get annoyed when people think like it's like the argument with Bruce Lee. When you were a kid, you thought Bruce Lee can beat anybody. You thought if Bruce Lee fought Jesus, that Bruce Lee would come out on top. That's how much he made you believe how great he was. But then what happened was it was a guy by the name of Michael Jai White. And Michael Jai White posed such a great because I'm always a person who tries to think forward, right? And he posed a great analysis, and he broke it down. He said Bruce Lee was like 130 pounds and he was like 5'6". He said if Bruce Lee fought somebody like Anderson Silva, who was a trained martial artist just like he is, in a street fight, he said Bruce Lee may not come out on top. He said if Bruce Lee fought somebody like Cain Velasquez, he fought somebody like Brock Lesnar, he fought, anybody who was a trained martial artist who was, double his size, but trained in MMA. And MMA is more of a better evolved version of martial arts because it has the mixing up. But anyway, the fact of the matter is this: is that it's the perception that it's the image that they sell to you. So it's like to still keep selling us this image that Shawn Michaels is the greatest in-ring wrestler of all times, and no one has ever performer of all times, and no one has ever put on better matches than Shawn Michaels is an absolute lie.
No,
it's a lie. I can name one match that was better than
Shawn and Undertaker.
That was better than Shawn.
The first one.
I think the second one was better, a little bit better.
What?
I don't know, but
I think the second one was better.
I feel like I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like the person who had the best matches with Undertaker was Triple H. His first one and the second one to me was like, especially his second one was like it. But that's just my opinion.
Hold on, did he fight Triple H 3 times at
yeah.
Because the first one he fought him, he when he hit him with the sledgehammer.
Yeah,
right. And you got right. He hit him with the sledgehammer, and I remember that day because you got pissed and you jumped up and you was like, "Get the F out of here!" and you walked out the room because you got hit the sledgehammer.
The top of your skull with a sledgehammer, and then he got him up, so it's not like it ain't like you said he had some height. And yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah, you was pissed. I remember that day, and he was pissed. Yeah. And then the second time they fought, to me, was like one of, if not, I won't say it's the best one, but I say if we count Triple H, Undertaker's best matches in WrestleMania, that second match he had with Triple H, in my opinion, to me was the best one. That was the one I seen, and at the time I wasn't high on Triple H, but that match itself was like it was a story that was told because it felt like whether Triple H was going to win or not, it was just a great match. It was just like, yo, if he wins, it'd be dope. If he doesn't, it's dope. It was just like, it didn't matter. It really didn't matter.
It mattered to me.
Yeah. But my thing with Shawn is just that it's just like everybody's like, like, oh, he's the greatest in-ring performer. And I'm like, Shawn is one of the greatest in-ring performers. But I mean, if he's at the top of the list, it's fine. What'd you say, Ant?
Shawn's the greatest wrestler ever, bro.
You think Shawn is the greatest wrestler ever?
Yes.
You think no one has ever had matches better than Shawn Michaels?
Nah. His catalog alone is.
All right, hold on. Let's get into this discussion. I want to see Andrew. All right, before I start throwing some darts at you, Ant, so you can answer these questions. I'm gonna hit the comment section. Andrew DeLuca says, "I want to see Batista versus Triple H one more time."
Oh hell no.
Nope.
He says, I just saw a picture of Shane McMahon is now All Elite Wrestling.
Nah,
I don't know, Andrew. I think that might be. I don't know. That might be fake, Andrew. Andrew says, look at the picture I sent you on Facebook Messenger. All right, I'm gonna check it out. D-Star says Shawn is probably the greatest, but I do agree that some fans big him up too much, like he's God or something. You mean to tell me, Ant? You mean to tell me?
Yo, you can't. Yo, Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Let's get into the catalog because I know.
I'm gonna give you 5 matches off the top of my head. All right.
Give me 5 matches.
Shawn versus Kurt.
Okay.
Shawn versus Flair.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Shawn versus Taker.
He drugged.
Shawn versus Triple H SummerSlam 02.
He literally walked Ric Flair.
Hold on a second. I just need to check out something. My bad. I got
4. That's 4 right there. And the 5th one, you can go anywhere with him versus Diesel, him versus Him versus Vader.
Okay, all right, rewind it. First match again?
Shawn versus Kurt.
Okay.
Shawn versus Taker.
Okay.
Shawn versus Triple H, SummerSlam 02.
Okay.
Shawn versus Brett, WrestleMania 13.
Okay.
And the fifth one, I'm going with Shawn versus Mankind at In Your House 96.
But even so you took the Shawn versus Flair. Now even the Shawn versus Flair, you know what I'm saying? He carried Ric Flair. He made that match. First off, let's just put it like this: the fact that Shawn Michaels had a WrestleMania match with old can't really walk Vince McMahon, he made that match what it was. You know what I'm saying? From that perspective, he deserves his props.
All right. Let's do it like this, right? Let's do it like this. I'll tell you who's the greatest in-ring performer. And if you want to do it like that, if you want to say that the fact that Shawn Michaels went against Ric Flair, right? And Ric Flair can't walk, but he was able to carry the match and make the match look like something and make the match great. That shows a lot about his skill, right? But let's take a person who's not even the best wrestler in the world and put him in a match and make that match almost everything better, or if not just as good as the greatest technical wrestler. And you know who that man is?
Dean Malenko.
Vicious.
Nah, man. I thought you know who that man is? It's only one man that could do that.
Who,
that's
Perry
Disco
Saturn?
Inferno.
That's Triple H. You said who?
Disco Inferno.
You about to say Perry Saturn?
That's Disco Inferno. And that chart buster was the greatest finisher. Nobody beats the chart buster. I don't care, man.
Nobody kicks out of the chart buster. You're right.
Diamond Dallas Page called it the diamond cutter, but I call it the chart buster. And nobody's beating the chart buster. I don't care who you are. But anyway, let me stop playing around. Listen, there's only one dude. I feel like if we're going to talk about a person who gets in the ring and turns something into pure gold,
outside of Triple H and Brett,
outside of Triple H, outside of Brett, outside of Benoit, outside of Angle, outside of Shawn, outside of Flair, outside of Macho Man, outside of Hogan, The Rock.
One person.
The Rock.
Kevin Nash.
The Rock.
Oh, I think you're gonna say Kevin Nash.
I can name 5 matches that does not equal in comparison or better than Shawn Michaels.
But most of his matches were with the same people.
Who, The Rock?
Yeah.
I can name matches that are not with the same people that were classics.
What? Him, Triple H, Austin.
Triple H, right? Mm-hmm. Austin. Hulk Hogan.
I'll say Ken Shamrock.
Goldberg.
That was a one match.
But it was a great match.
That was the Door Rock, though.
Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
That was not a great match. That was 10 minutes.
All right, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Name anybody else, anybody that could have wrestled that match that Shawn had with a broken freaking back that he had with Austin and made that match good and legit.
And what?
Okay. All right, let's start here.
With a bad back, the way Shawn's back.
Yeah, the Rock fought John Cena with a hernia.
So-called hernia.
He had a hernia. Come on, we don't know.
Look at the way so when we were young, we were watching the match. We're like, okay, we knew Stone Cold's going. But with us knowing the history now that his back was bad after the botch, when he hit his old back on the casket at Royal Rumble,
right.
When you're watching the way Shawn is walking around and he's not even bending straight, like he's lifting Austin with his knees. He we were taught to lift. Like he can't even bend over. He's bending, like he's kneeling and picking. I'm saying, like, you can tell his back was bad. And the fact that he still put on a great match. It was like a good 20-30 minute match with a.
And even when he climbed the ropes to went for that elbow drop, you could feel his pain. Like,
yeah.
I didn't know what was going on back then, but now that I know and I watched the match again, I'm like, damn, yo. Like,
all right. Before I get into responding, D-Star says Shawn versus Kurt at Mania was one of the best matches he ever saw in his opinion. Andrew LaDuca says, I want to be on the next podcast with you guys. I have something to get off my chest. Please let me join. Sir, we will hit you up and let you know availability. Andrew. Let me say this, right? No, I definitely agree. It was a good match. Was it one of Shawn's best? No. Was it a good match? It was a good match. It wasn't that great. I wasn't like, oh, it was good for what it was. Okay, it was good. Was it a good match? Yes. Do I think it should be put down as a classic? Yes, I think it should be. I don't care, because there were people who didn't really like the match. They really thought it wasn't that great. But I thought it was a good match. I thought for what it was and for what it meant and what it signified, it meant a lot, because it was the passing of the torch. Not really the passing of the torch. It was a taking of the torch from Austin to Shawn, because Shawn didn't, because I think Undertaker threatened Shawn and said, if you don't go out there and lay down to Austin, then I'm going to beat you up. And he was waiting for Shawn backstage with some brass knuckles or something like that. But
he would have ran out to the ring and made it. They would have had a plan for Taker to get involved, if Shawn wasn't going to cooperate.
Right. Because Shawn wasn't going to cooperate, because that's the kind of guy Shawn Michaels was.
We all know Shawn was an a-hole.
He was on drugs, man.
He was on a lot of drugs. He was a pill popper. But my thing is this: is that Shawn did have these great matches, and Shawn is a legend by far. But then I've seen matches that I would watch over a Shawn Michaels. Okay, I would watch over, but let me not even say watch over, because I don't want to sound like I'm discrediting Shawn. What I'm saying is there are matches that I will put in the same place of classic. I will hold as a classic and say, yo, this match right here is a classic, will forever be a classic. I'll say it like this: NXT, they had a match, they had a ladder match for the North American title, and it was the first Damien Priest.
Adam Cole,
Adam Cole.
Wait, won the Priest one, or you won the Adam Cole one?
The one with Damien Priest.
Oh, that wasn't the first one.
No, I mean the first one. I mean, not the first one, but the Damien Priest's North American title win.
Okay, I forgot.
So when he,
that was a ladder match.
That was a ladder match.
Yeah, I remember. I remember the ladder match.
I guarantee any of you guys go back and watch that match to this day, you'd be like, "Yo, this match was fire."
It wasn't better than the first one.
Yeah, nothing's better than that first one.
The first ladder match on NXT?
Yeah. Not the first ladder match, but the one for the North American title.
Because you had Adam Cole, you had Ricochet,
EC3.
Yeah.
Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, that match was fire.
What was the big dude name from Sanity?
Damn.
I
can't think of his name. I know you're talking about. The one who was with
Killian Dane or something. Killian Dane or something like that.
Yeah.
They had him, and I'm trying to think who else was in it.
Yeah.
You thought that big bald head dude. What's the big bald head dude that had what was his name, man? From NXT with the red trunks.
Red trunks.
And he had the panic attack, and they took him off. They brought him to Raw.
You talking about Lars Sullivan?
Yeah, Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
Angela Duca says, "How long do you think Roman versus Goldberg match will be?" I think minutes. 2 minutes. I don't even know why they even having a match in the first place. D-Star says Nakamura NXT debut match against Sami Zayn was epic. I need to check that out.
Yeah, but it wasn't better than Tyler Breeze versus Lucian Thunder Liger, though.
Yeah, definitely not. And it definitely wasn't better than the Say My Name, Aleister Black versus
Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream. Yeah, that.
See, but this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this is my point. My point is this: is that if you look at the Black and Gold NXT run, and you look through 95 to 90% of the catalog of matches even like just their regular house matches, like their regular Tuesday night matches, and their regular and then their pay-per-view matches, like you can compare most of those matches to like classic matches we had in WWE. Like, and it's crazy because when you think about it, for literally like what 3, 4, 5 years, we were getting classic material.
Yeah, but
great wrestling.
But the thing about the Attitude Era that where people tend to forget, the Attitude Era wasn't about great matches. The Attitude Era was more of attitude and promos and what you call it and personality. That's what made the Attitude Era what it was. It wasn't really based off great matches because you had personalities like The Rock. You had Triple H's personality when with him and Shawn with DX and the new DX. You had Stone Cold, who obviously we know wasn't a great wrestler. He was a brawler, but when you get him right, he was very entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Right. So their Attitude Era was more entertaining more than them having great matches.
Yeah, you had Godfather. You had stuff like that.
Yeah, Val Venus.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And the Attitude Era was based on that. But I just think that when I think about all of Shawn's classic matches, and I'm like, yeah, he had some classic matches, but I know wrestlers who had more classic matches. Like you can say,
I gotta go against you on that, man.
Like who? Like who?
Anybody you name, they don't have more classic matches than Shawn,
Triple H.
No.
What?
Yeah, I'm a Triple H fan, but I don't think
I can name 5 classics right now. No problem.
And 2 of them and 3 of them is with Shawn.
Okay. All right. So let's take Shawn out the equation, right?
Okay.
His match against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30.
Horrible.
What? Oh my God. Come on, man.
Daniel Bryan carried him that whole match.
But that's older Triple H though. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we gotta understand Triple H is a great wrestler, but he's also a great storyteller. Because if you think about it, the whole lead to go the whole Randy Orton and Triple H match, that whole storytelling if it wasn't for Shawn and Undertaker putting on that classic, that would have been a great match. But
hold on. Let me just give you the 5. Let me give you the 5 real quick.
Okay.
Triple H versus Undertaker 2. Right. And if you don't say 2, if you don't say 2, if you don't agree with 2, if you don't say, well, let me see your face. I just need to see your face. If you don't say 2, you gotta say 1. You gotta say one of those 3 matches. Not one of those 3 matches is a classic.
The second one.
Okay. All right. Cool. Right. Triple H versus The Rock at Backlash when The Rock won the belt off of Triple H.
And Austin came and saved him?
Yep.
No.
I think that ladder match.
But Austin took that moment from him.
Okay.
I think the ladder match for in terms of the title they had I think that was the best match.
Right. That's another one. That was a classic. What about what's up, Andre? Andre Joe was in the house. What's up, Andre? All right, Andre, we're talking about we're comparing classic matches to Shawn Michaels. Ant says that Shawn Michaels had the most classic matches out of any wrestler. And I said, I beg to differ. I think there are other wrestlers who had just as much or if not more classic matches. And I'm just naming some classics. I got another one. Okay, so so we got one with Triple H and Undertaker. What about but you said Austin took the moment from him Backlash. Okay, what about Triple H versus Mick Foley, Hell in a Cell?
I will put the one at the Royal Rumble before that one.
And Mick Foley fell through the cage, the top of the cage.
I think the one at the Rumble was better when he fought Cactus Jack.
On the thumbtacks?
Yeah, with the thumbtacks.
But both of them were classics.
Yeah, all right. But if you got to pick one, which one were you picking?
That's hard. That's hard to choose, man. I say the one through the cage.
Because of that moment.
I mean, it's hard to choose. I just chose that one because of that moment, but it's hard to choose because those are like 2 of my favorite Triple H matches. All right, so let's say the one at the Royal Rumble, right? Let's say the one at the Royal Rumble. Let's say the match that he had, one of the matches he had, the second match he had with Undertaker. What about Triple H when he fought shoot. Jeez, I just had the match in my head.
Orton?
Not Randy. I ain't get to Randy yet.
Dave?
Not Batista at WrestleMania. Not that one. Damn.
Sean, that's the only way you're gonna go. With
Nah.
And Sting?
Vladimir Klitschko. What's that name? Vladimir. What's that guy name? That Russian dude he fought?
Yeah, that was his name. No, not Vladimir Klitschko.
Koloff.
What was his name? I forgot. He was a bust though.
Oh yeah, The Rock and Triple H for the ladder match for the Intercontinental title.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the one with him and Umaga.
Him and Umaga.
Him and Brock even had a great match. The Hell in a Cell.
Him and Brock.
And he's actually one of the ones who actually had a good match with Brock.
What about him against Mark Merrow?
Come on, man. Oh, man. All right. What about Triple H versus
Kurt Angle?
As a matter of fact, I ain't even gonna touch those because when he fought Kurt Angle in a one-on-one match and he fought Benoit in a one-on-one match for the first time, those two matches are one of the most underrated matches he had. And this is like right after his
What about his comeback match against Jericho? You like that match? At 18, at WrestleMania 18?
He even had
Not really.
He even made Ronda Rousey look good.
He did. D-Star says Triple H needs a gimmick match to have a classic, whereas Shawn has normal matches that are classics. No, bro. Every match Shawn had was a gimmick match. There's no way. Huh?
No, it wasn't. The one with him and Brett was an Iron Man. The one with him and Kurt was a match.
Bro, it was a gimmick match because for one, it was the first Iron Man match, and not the first Iron Man match in WWE, but the first match done in a long time.
No, it was the first Iron Man match in WWE.
According to history, actually, there was an Iron Man match that happened in WWE, but it was a long time ago, very, very long time ago.
That's when it was WWF.
Right.
It didn't count.
But I'm just naming the gimmicks behind that match. Iron Man match, and then number two, Shawn took time off to train, and they were showing vignettes before he even had the match. He was sitting there chasing chickens and punching the punching bag.
Yeah,
you remember all that, right? That was a gimmick. It was a whole thing. He had to train for like a whole 2 years just to fight Brett in an Iron Man match.
You got to.
Yeah. All right. So I'm saying like
no Percocets, no Vicodins, nothing.
Right. When Shawn fought Triple H, right, for the World Heavyweight title, it was his comeback match. He hadn't wrestled in like 4 years. He came back and he had a bone to pick with Triple H, and he had to knock Triple H off his throne. That was a gimmick. What else?
But it was a non-sanctioned match. All his matches with Triple H was a gimmick. It was non-sanctioned, Elimination Chamber. The 2 out of 3 with the ladder, Hell in Cage, and Street Fight, whatever.
I can name a match though, but to give Shawn a benefit of the doubt, because I do respect him as a performer and I think he's a great wrestler. To give him the benefit of the doubt, I say this: there was one match that he had where there was no gimmicks involved. Real quick, Andre Joho says The Rock and Mankind empty arena match, classic. Also, Angela Duca says, how about CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy and Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy and Y2J versus Edge? Those are great matches as well, Andrew. But let me see.
Shawn Michaels versus Dolph Ziggler. That match was fire.
It never happened. It never happened.
It
but I wish it would.
Squad.
I really wish it would. But I'm saying,
right. Exactly.
You know what?
So it did happen.
It did happen. When Dolph was Kenny, when he was Kenny in the Spirit Squad.
No, he wasn't Kenny.
Oh yeah, it did, but it wasn't a one-on-one match.
Oh, what was he? Mickey? He was Mickey.
That's the closest thing we'll ever get.
Yeah, it was Mickey.
I say one match, right? When Shawn Michaels fought Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, that's super kick
on Monday Night Raw, and he caught him with that super kick.
Wait a minute, I got another one for you. That's where Shawn Michaels fought John Cena. It was like a 45-minute match.
Yeah, Mania. Even the one that Mania was fired.
The Mania, yeah, but the run on Raw was fired too.
Yeah, when he finally beat Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my point is this though, right? Is that there are people who've had more classic matches, or if not just as much as Shawn.
What about Shawn and Jericho when Jericho hit him with the super kick? The first one they had at WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a classic match. That was a good match. I seen it. I thought it was a good match. But my thing about this is this. My thing about it is that at that time, see, some of these matches too happened at a time where, you know, the fan base was even declining. Like a lot of people wasn't kind of really watching wrestling. Not kind of not, but the fan base or the attraction that they had brought in during the golden era or during the attitude era. Some of these matches happened around a time where a lot of fans kind of fizzled out, and you just had, you know, like a strong core, you know, because the ruthless aggression era, that's when you had the strong core that had remained after the attitude era. Because after the attitude era, you just had those new fans that really just came in, those fresh fans beside the other fans. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people kind of fizzled out. But during the attitude era and the golden era, you had people that were fans that weren't even fans of wrestling that were watching it just cause. You know what I'm saying? So it was like two different types of eras. But in those times, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he put together great matches, but there are people who have had great matches, just as much great matches as Shawn, that I sit there and be like, yeah, that was a good match, but I think this I could put this match against that and say that match is better. I could put this match against that match and say that match is better.
Like the Miz versus Dominic.
Jay, I ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do this today, man. You ain't gonna have me breaking my camera tonight.
Like Triple H versus Henry Godwin, you know, six time match. You know?
Oh my God. Or the Shock Master. How about that? He's coming here to shock the world. The Shock Master.
Or Razor Ramon versus Dean Douglas for the IC title.
Don't do that.
House, baby.
Don't do that to Shane Douglas, man.
Oh shoot, man. Dirty Dean Douglas. D-Star says Kane and Taker versus DX and Saudi.
Great match.
I like that match. Don't talk about that match. I like that match.
The bold Shawn Michaels. I never watched that match.
I
like that match, yo. I like that match.
I want you to watch it so you can give your honest opinion on it.
I will watch that match and see.
You have to take into effect that Shawn hadn't wrestled in like 10 years prior to that. But just look at his in-ring performance. You're like, yo, it wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else
wasn't bad at all, yo.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I think what we need to do.
Everybody keeps saying Triple H was fighting with one arm, bro.
I think what we need to do also. I think that's a good idea. That's a good idea, Jay. I think what we should do is in a group just posting like maybe 2 or 3 matches that we should watch over the week, or
together. Honestly, just have like a live stream and just watch 1, 2, maybe 3 matches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we could do that.
I've seen a match.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. And just post up. Yeah, we post up in the group and just vote what matches you want to watch, and we'll just sit through the match and just commentate. I think that'll work.
Yeah.
We have to just cut the sound off though. Hopefully, it won't get flagged on YouTube. But we could do that. We should do that. We should actually do that. Let's do that Sunday.
Okay.
Right,
cool. I mean, after the game.
What game?
Super Bowl.
Game.
The game Super Bowl. I don't watch that. Who's playing?
He said what game?
What game you talking about? Is it the Super Bowl? Like you know about the Super Bowl?
I thought it was All-Star Weekend this week.
Now All-Star Weekend was pushed back to the following week because of the Super Bowl. But it's crazy because then you have Elimination Chamber the Saturday before the All-Star game. So I guess they feel like they have a better chance.
Man, so the Elimination Chamber is on the same time as the dunk contest?
Yeah, exactly. The disrespect.
Disrespect.
There we go. Andrew says AJ Styles versus John Cena.
You seen, we've been there, done that.
I got a classic match that I think will send you. I think I got a classic match. I think this is one of my suggestions, one of my picks for next time we go live to watch a match. John Cena versus Kevin Owens 1.
Oh yeah.
When he first came out and stepped on the
when he stepped,
Yeah.
that first match they had,
fire.
Oh man,
you already know. You know, me and Ant gonna get you on some lot of NXT matches, especially that Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream match.
Yeah,
I seen that already. I seen that. I loved it.
Say my name.
Say my woo.
I know your name.
I see, yeah, okay. But you know, yeah, we can do this. Yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. And what match you got?
It's gonna be Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe ladder match from NXT.
Oh, he came as a demon.
Yeah.
Is that the one where Samoa Joe won or the one that Samoa Joe lost? The first one.
You know, nobody beats a demon except for Roman.
Nah, actually Samoa Joe beat the demon in NXT. Roman
wasn't the demon he beat.
He said what?
He beat Finn, and then Finn had to bring the demon to get the belt back.
Yeah, because the demon was undefeated prior to the head of the table, which is I still feel the type of way about that.
He beat Finn in Tokyo, and then they came back again and did it after.
Oh, okay. So that's where he beat Finn. He beat Finn in Tokyo. So how was the first match in Tokyo?
That was good too.
Yeah, and then they joined forces and won the Dusty Cup.
Yeah.
So which one was better though?
The ladder match, the end of the takeover.
I didn't see the one in Tokyo, but I definitely saw the ladder match. The ladder match.
The one in Brooklyn.
Yeah. And Andre, that match right there.
Yeah, Bailey versus Sasha.
Hands down. I think that might be the best female match I've seen.
You know what?
Sasha and Bianca.
Okay, so that's my pick. I'm gonna choose that match because you keep telling me about this match.
Yes.
You didn't see Bailey.
I keep forgetting to watch it. Nah, I never seen it.
Did you see the Bailey and Oscar? Did you ever see the Bailey and Oscar NXT?
When they were wrestling, no. I seen them, but I wasn't paying too much attention to them at the time because that's when I wasn't really that much into NXT.
Like I even like there's tag matches in NXT that I'll even vote for too.
Andre, I wouldn't say every Oscar match is a classic.
It's every match.
She was just running through everybody, so I wouldn't say that. Shayna had a lot of. She had a couple classic matches, even though a lot of them were no disqualification or she had help. But before the interference, a lot of Shayna matches was pretty good too.
Yeah, D-Star, I think. Yeah, he says. I think Joe.
Another match I would vote for is FTR. Well, no, they wasn't FTR. They was whatever they were in WWE.
The Revival.
The Revival versus Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah. DIY. Yeah, that match was fire.
Fire. The ending, just the ending, how they was holding each other's hands, not the tap. Oh man, fire, yo.
Okay, so are y'all busy tomorrow?
I gotta work.
Yeah, I get off at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm off Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
I'll be off Friday, Saturday, and then the March 14th.
All right. But I'm supposed to be going to the strip club Friday, but I don't know yet.
He said,
by throw them dollars.
He said, Andrew says, Andre says FTR stands for F the Revival. Does it really stand for that?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, wow. Angela Dugan says, I have something to ask as WrestleMania or Revolution.
Revolution, baby.
I wouldn't say all that.
So Revolution is supposed to be AEW's WrestleMania?
Nah, Double or Nothing is there. I think Double or Nothing or All Out is their WrestleMania.
And when did they usually show that?
In the summer, I think Double or Nothing is. When did CM Punk, whenever that pay-per-view with Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole and all them showed up?
That was during the summer.
Yeah, that's their WrestleMania, whatever the name of that pay-per-view was. It gotta be. It makes sense.
All right, so you said, when is the game Sunday? When is the football game Sunday?
6:30.
Yeah, we got time. We're going to do it like at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll get off work Sunday at like 10 o'clock, yeah. So we'll be good.
You said you get off 10 o'clock in the morning?
Nah, at night.
Oh, at night? Well, what time you go to work?
At 4:30
in the afternoon.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you good. All right, so Sunday we're gonna choose. Yeah, we're gonna choose 3 matches. We all gonna choose a match. I'll choose a match, Jay choose a match, Ant choose a match, and we're gonna start 12 o'clock sharp. We're gonna be here and we're gonna watch each match. Hopefully they're not like an hour long. Y'all don't be choosing.
My match is short. I already know my match. My match is gonna be Andrade and Aleister Black from NXT.
Okay.
All right. I want to see that Sasha and
okay,
Bailey.
So all right, so if you're picking that, then I can leave that out. I mean, I'm probably gonna go the first ladder match, for the North American, the original North American, the introduction to North American title.
Yeah, when I mean Black Andrade, I mean the last one they had for the world title.
I mean, that might change. I might go back and think about another match. But
if you ain't see Aleister Black in NXT, you missed out on something, man.
Yeah,
I seen some of his matches, but the main match that I seen that sticks out is that match where Jay was telling me to watch the Say My Name match, and I went and I watched it, and I really enjoyed it.
The Dream, Velveteen Dream. That's when I started liking him after that match, yo. I'm like,
yeah.
Angela Dugan says, "Can I help decide a match?" All right, so after these 3 matches, Andrew, you could definitely help decide.
We should do it every week if it's possible.
We're gonna do this every week because I think this will be fun. Because I think the fact that I think it's better because you know what I'm saying, like, because we talk about again like classic matches that were great matches. We get to see it together, and then comment on these matches, share our thoughts while the match is actually going on, and then those who are watching with us, they could drop a comment in the comment section below as we have a discussion about these matches. But then we talk about, these wrestlers' careers, where did they go after these matches, what happened, their state. But we could have an all-around discussion while the match is going on, and then even still watch the match at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think that'll work. But we are hitting that almost 2-hour mark, and I know you guys probably got to get some sleep. It is 12:19. I don't know which I gotta do, but I gotta eat, and I got some things to do. So, somebody to do. So we thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. Again, if you guys are catching us live on Facebook, drop a comment in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. If you do not subscribe to this channel, Brock Lesnar is going to F5 you through a table.
Yep.
And break your arm with the Kimura.
Right, and break your arm with the Kimura. Or what's that lady name? Ronda Rousey's going to come out and stop you mid-promo and cut your promo for you, so you can get booed for the rest of your career.
Or we're gonna send you twerk videos of Charlotte Flair.
Right. And give you nightmares for the rest of your life.
Yo, before we log off, I want to send a quick shout. Yo, shout out to Ray Phoenix for liking my tweet on Twitter. Words.
Oh, word? Ray Phoenix shouted
you? Yeah,
Ray
Phoenix. That's big. That's big. And if you on Twitter, we do listening parties. Me and Sean also follow me at Blue Gotti 86. That's BLU Gotti 86.
Yes, sir. Guys, follow them on Twitter. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Or you can also type in House of Black Member. You'll find me on Twitter.
Yes, sir. Check these guys out on Twitter, Sean and Ant. And Jay, you got something else?
Nah, just been speaking to Rhonda, she wants the fans to petition for her and Shayna to be a team. I mean,
I'm with it. No, we gotta talk about that next show because I'm with that.
Yeah, I'm with
it. Who? He said Rhonda and who?
And Shayna Baszler.
Then you add Sonya Deville in that mix.
Yeah, I think I may like that. I may like that
because they're cool. They gonna have chemistry.
Yeah, and I like Shayna. And I think if Shayna is paired with Ronda, yeah, you said what?
Shayna's the one that got Ronda into wrestling. Ronda made it first because of her name, but Shayna is the one who actually got Ronda into wrestling.
Oh, so you mean to tell me that? So is because of Shayna. We got Ronda, and Vince McMahon can't give it a push. I ain't mean it like that. I ain't mean it negatively. I'm just saying and I like Shayna too. Shayna didn't have to do that to us, but at the same time, because Vince is making so much money off of it, at least he could have gave Shayna a push behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but it wasn't. It was more so of they were training together with MMA. With UFC, and Shane, they lived together. So Shayna watched wrestling. So Ronda happened to sit down with her watching it, and then she got into it and decided that's what she wanted to do. And they were training together. But again, with Ronda's name, Ronda got pushed, skyrocketed, while Shayna had to work her way to the top.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Andre Joe says, last comment of the night, he says Shayna is a much better wrestler than Ronda. 100%.
She's better wrestler than a lot of them.
Yeah, she cut better promos too.
I can go on for days.
Man. Nia Jax is a better wrestler than Ronda Rousey. Oh, God.
The Ronda Rousey. Okay.
Right. Because Nia got them fists. She got them hands, man. She put them hands on the show. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. Again, you catch us live on Facebook. Drop a comment in the comment section below. You catch us live on YouTube. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit up that Wrestling Talks and Thoughts fan page and group, and you guys can join in on the conversation. Post your videos, post your likes. Post your comments, post your memes. Also, post matches that you want us to comment on in the comment section below. And also, if you post a match, we may post it up on the show and just commentate, and you can join in on us. All right, guys, thank you for joining us again. Signing out, I'm your host, Saheem the Dream.
I'm Ant-Man, Sin Hook.
And your man, Jay freaking Rollins.
And we will see you guys later. Peace.